And here's the trade I'm talking about, by the way. I'm actually going to move my stops to break even. I believe we get one more test of the 655 area. And so this is going to be the area that I look for a pullback to go long again. But there's zero surprises about how I took the trade, why I took the trade. There's zero surprises about anything related to this trade in any way, shape, or form. It is the standard. It's the way it goes. Zeus said, someone get my man Roy an alarm clock. No, Zeus, this is called I'm on my own time, baby. When the markets pay your bills, you can show up late too. Just how the game works. If you guys are not happy about it because you want to take the same trades as I do, take the class. Learn to feed yourself. Big Daddy Roy is not going to be here to feed you. You guys understand? I've seen a lot of people complaining about not showing up on time. Listen, the only reason you'd be mad about me not showing up on time is if you think that you missed a trade. If you missed the trade, it means you just did not know what you were doing. Here, I'm floating $2,200 at the market open. No, it's Christmas season. You stop messing around. Holiday season. Yes. Good morning, everybody. That's how you start a day. Oh man, oh my.
Hello. What's up?
Carlos. That's what it is. Yo, moderators, let's get on it today. I was in gold buys and I didn't like two different pairs at once. There you go. You got to make a choice. Trading plan is to wait until market open 15, 30 minutes. All right, good for you, Roman, following the plan. Gabe says, I don't normally get in right at the market open. There you go, following the plan. James said, I was looking for sells. James, nah, bro. We're going to have a conversation about this. Why were you looking for sells? AJ, why were you looking for sells? Y'all, the people on YouTube know this shit at this point. Okay, let me ask YouTube and let me just show you, because I'm not here to be your friend today. I'm here to make sure people are winning. All right, so I'm gonna say this in the chats. I'm gonna ask this to the YouTube chat. What do I always say about trend trading? What do I always say about directional trading? Somebody just give me a few key phrases that I know have stuck in your mind because I've made them into like little nursery rhymes. What is literally the basis of everything I say about trend trading from day one to the day it ends? And some people complained about this, saying, "Oh, I've always spent too much time on these things," and they're all that important. So YouTube chat, help me out here. Mike says the trend is your friend until it breaks. Okay, there it is, guys. I'll go, Carlos. No worry. Roman says the trend is your friend until it ends. James got it. So then what's the issue, guys? Why is a few of you guys selling in the most bullish market that's ever existed? And I've been talking about it all week, how the fundamental supports a bullish market. The market structure clearly hit the re-entry zones from 2 days ago and shot all the way up. Why would this thing just turn around? And I'm not just picking on the few people that answered, because the people that answer at least have balls. Everybody else was just kind of like, oh, I'm glad that guy answered and not me. No, you guys are, I'm talking to y'all. We're too deep in the game to still be doing this stuff. This is like the basics. White Wolf, go home. You're in timeout. They haven't lost enough to finally let it click in their heads. You don't have to lose enough. Guys, we did that for you. How much money did I have to lose to learn this strategy for you? So I could just teach it to you for $300 fucking dollars. I already did lose the money. Somebody walks in a room, they get bit by a tiger. They walk out with no hand. Say, guys, please, just do whatever you do, don't go in that door. They're like, man, this guy's a fucking idiot. You know what? It's a Tuesday. 2 weeks from now, I'll be like, whatever happened to that guy with no arm? Be like, I don't know, he's gone. That shit. You know, that door. Like, what if it's? I mean, I don't know. What if the line's gone? Right? Like, what the fuck, guys? So if I'm sound like I'm being harsh, good. Because we are too. Trading is too important for your future livelihood. You know, for us to not address these things. And now I don't want to, I really don't want to put this out there, but somebody sent a message in the chat yesterday. I think it was Alex. Alex, are you comfortable with me sharing the message for learning purposes? Perfectly okay if not, but I feel like it is that important if you're on this, if you're on the stream. If you're not on the stream, I won't share the message. I'll kind of go over like an overview. But either way, everybody, welcome back. Happy Friday. Yes, yes, I get it, right? Oh, everybody wants some happiness. Let's all hold hands and lose money together, right? No. Welcome to the winning live streams. Winners. Winners hold each other accountable. That's what we do. This is the winning live stream. Welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. Now, I did want to say something this morning because I know I'm always joking around and we're always having fun, but I think that some individuals who are more new to the streams don't really understand what I'm about. So it kind of just seems like we're here to mess around. So I do want to make a quick announcement here. This is kind of like an important one. First off, put something in the chat if you guys are alive. I know I kind of came off a little with some heat, man, but like guys, I want y'all to win. It's holiday season. I want to see the yo, I just bought this for my family, bro. This is the first holiday season I was able to do blank. Like I really fought hard to make this course worthwhile, guys. To really put out this info in a copy and paste way. I'm trying to figure out what the deal is. What do I have to do? Somebody tell me. What does Roy have to do? Maybe I could just, I don't know, show you guys me trading in person over and over and over again till we all get it down. I don't know. What do I gotta do? Says, yeah, we are alive. Perfect. David, good morning, brother. Trading with D, good morning. Blank. No, I don't even like blank. Always asking weird questions. Said you're on fire this morning. Well, everyone's like, oh, bro, you're making money, bro. You should just have a smile on your face. If I don't have a smile on my face, I'd fucking, I don't know, fucking, what would I have to do to put a smile on my face? I'm turned into a puppy or something. I'm not fucking here to have a smile on my face. I'm here to win. Kenny said, I'm ready to secure some money for Christmas gift. Brother, you're 10 days away. If you're out here going to churn the account for Christmas gifts, you're going to blow it. It's more about keeping the momentum going from the work that you've been putting in to let that momentum fuel you to continue to have success through the end of the year. Not to be like, well, I haven't done well all year. This is my one shot to try to make something happen. That's how accounts get blown. Let's not, let's be responsible here as well. CA members, you guys are alive. The account for Christmas gifts, you're going to blow it. It's more about keeping the momentum going from the work that you've been putting in. Zero patience today. So yeah, CA members, throw something in the chats. If you guys are alive, let's get right to it. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm back. I'm wearing a t-shirt. No more fucking hoodies. I haven't seen the sun in 2 weeks. I was sick for a week, and it's been fucking cloudy for a week. I haven't seen the sun, but I'm back. Now, I do want to make two things clear here. I don't do this because I'm Mother Teresa. I don't get on here as a successful, young, handsome gentleman and provide this much value because I'm fucking Gandhi. I do it because I want to provide enough value that you guys understand the information to the point where it's unreasonable for you not to get it. We did the masterclass, which was the full guide. I was like, okay, well, once you have that information, let's go see it in the real environment over and over and over and over and over again. So when I believe that I've put in enough work and I've given enough of a sacrifice of my health, my personal integrity, all the information I've learned to just give it out for free, I'm doing it with the intention that I'm giving out so much that it's unreasonable for people to not get this shit down and start making money. And so if you guys see me upset that I get on here and other people are not making money, it's because I'm not here to just hear myself talk. Guys, I caught this trade with probably 30 seconds of analysis. 30 fucking seconds. $3,000. Why am I here? I'm here because I'm trying to do enough work that it's unreasonable for you guys not to have the same results. So if you guys see me upset, that's why. Get on your ass and figure out why you're not taking these trades. The last 30 streams, every morning there was a specific pattern that showed up. You either took the trade or you did it. Start asking yourself good questions. What did the winners see that I did not see today? Now, why is this important? Because when you guys get on the streams and we're all joking around and whatnot, I think it sets a wrong example about what we stand for. What I stand for is that trading has changed my life, and trading has just begun as a journey for me. Trading is going to change my life for generations to come. And I want the same exact outcome for you, but you got to start as soon as possible so you can have those reps in. You guys understand? So when we're on here and I'm holding you guys to the highest standards, because yes, this is a game, but your grandchildren are going to fucking depend on this. Your children and your future family or your current family is depending on this. Your job is not going to get you to the life of freedom that you've been looking for. So this is that serious. This is life or death. If this doesn't work out for you, what are you going to do? Go to your job and just hope more hours show up on the clock? Well, I can only get this many hours, and so, you're getting paid 20 an hour. You're only going to have 24 hours in a day. That's your cap. That you will never make more money than that. You could be making $1,000 an hour. You still got 24 hours in a day. Trading has an exponential effect to it. This is a skill that's not just like, oh, it's nice to learn. This is a necessary skill. Y'all got me? Jeffner, all good. White Wolf FX. But didn't I just fucking put you in timeout? Go home. Okay. Why did I take this trade? Somebody just tell me real quick. All right. Obviously, yes, phase one, phase two, everything. It was below the Asia range. We hit a low. We popped off. Okay. Now, if I was to measure a fib from this point to this point, what do you guys think this is? Take a wild fucking guess. Just take a gamble of a guess of what that number would be. Mike, I didn't even finish my question. You already answered it. Okay. You guys got it's like every fucking morning. Every morning, without fail. Ridiculous. Now, could the market drop today? Of course, we had that we had that kind of first fake to the downside here, which doesn't really inspire a lot of confidence. So I'm going to wait for the market to come back to these lows just for one more retouch, from one more retest. If we break these lows and fill the wicks, then we're headed down to the downside. A few days ago while we were on the streams, I showed you guys this exact trade, and some people took it, some people did not. Here's the exact trade idea from the FOMC stream. Guys, if this is abrasive, I heard Teletubbies is still on. I heard Teletubbies is still fucking running episodes. All right. The Weenie Hut Jr. is still open, I think. They're doing memberships. Everybody grow up. All right. This is what accountability sounds like. If you guys want to see bullying is very different. Right? Being mad is very different. Having standards is important. Now, if you don't have anybody with standards in your life, it all sounds the same. You're just sensitive. You're just like, oh, no, it's all mean. If it's not nice, it's mean. If that's where you're at, you got a few more years before you're ready for trading, which is fine. We were all there at one point, but we have to be realistic with ourselves. Being sensitive is not a character trait of a successful trader. Caught the 886, just learning from your streams. There you go. Okay, FOMC press conference. So when the market popped off during the FOMC press conference, I had put up two very important levels as my re-entry zones. There was re-entry zone 1. Let's move this out. There was re-entry zone 1 around the 447. It was 447, this kind of zone, and then there was a lower level right here. I believe it's 1640, maybe a little bit higher. Okay, so 16447. But long story short, we had this idea that the market was going to pop, come back in for a retracement down to this re-entry zones, and then keep going, which it did not do that day. Okay, so it just ended up stopping up here. All of yesterday, we had this correction. And then it came right into that 447 zone. Look over here. 447. It's the same exact zone from the FOMC stream that was called, except instead of expecting it to hit that day and then being like, oh, it didn't get hit and starting to delete all my zones and starting from scratch. No, I kept them there. I allowed the market to push all the way back to my area. Now I had an alert sitting a little bit too low. It was at the 88.6 exactly. Sometimes the market's not going to hit the 88.6. It actually came within 3 points of that ideal entry. And so in this, I believe it happened overnight, or it happened later in the session, something unexpected. It was about 1 p.m., like during lunchtime, after the markets had already started to dry up a bit. If I was there in person, I would have taken the trade. I'm not going to miss the trade waiting for an extra 4 or 5 points. So ideally, I would have taken that. I ended up getting a bit of a later entry somewhere at the 500s. I closed the trade when it hit these highs. Today, we had a consolidation, push down, and I was like, okay, so we already retested all these levels. This is a perfect retest for a continuation. And then it did it again with the second wick, gave me that opportunity to re-enter. All right. So we had the consolidation. This thing faked down, faked up, and then came back to retest the 886. So that's where the entry came from, right here. You guys see the entry? Okay, lows of the previous structural low, this local support. We had an impulsive push up, quick retracement back into the zone, and breaks below it. Okay, when the market breaks below a certain zone and then wicks up, all it was doing was driving through it to grab everyone's stop loss and then headed back the other way. The market does this every time it wants to turn. Look at these wicks. This is very, very customary of the market. It'll go through a specific consolidation zone, grab that liquidity, and then shoot. Okay, over here, we had that support. I can't draw. We had this area of local support. Price drove through it, closed right back above. That was the sign that the trend is still intact. The market was still in a bullish momentum. But I couldn't enter because the market had already wicked all the way up. And so what I did was just wait for that same exact area to come back and get hit again. And I entered off of the lows of that structural support. Okay? Make sense? Some people are like, kinda, not really. I have to explain this one way because I asked people how many trades they've backtested after they finished the course. And I'm getting so many different responses, and none of them are making me feel good. If you go and let's take a skill, like I don't play golf. All right. If I went out there with Tiger Woods today and he literally gave me the playbook, like the playbook, how many times do you guys think I'd have to go out there and practice before I was able to shoot like Tiger? Right? The answer is probably there's no number. I'm never going to reach Tiger's level. He's fucking Tiger. So first off, stop comparing your results to mine, your entries to mine, because it's a little bit disrespectful to me. Because I'm not out here doing this live on a stream because I'm the average trader. Doing this in front of thousands of people with the scrutiny of your company on the line, my personal reputation, the brand of Chart Addicts, the future of the FX, all these things on the line. My reputation is on the line. Doing it effortlessly. You got to realize I'm playing at a completely different fucking level. So don't compare your results to mine. Compare your results to what you used to have. If you never used to see market trends and patterns, but now you do, that's progress. If you've never had a winning week and you just had your first winning week, that's progress. If you're not able to catch all like the weird ones, right? You can catch all the basic patterns, the ones that show up that look textbook, but not the weird ones. Give it time. But this comparison game, I think, is holding a lot of traders back. You guys understand? So take the time to go and backtest and see as many reps as possible before you start to either give yourself credit for seeing it or start to doubt yourself. A lot of people doubt themselves but haven't given it enough reps. Somebody out here gives us a recipe, right? Let's go make it. Bro, you think your Nana's recipe is going to taste the same if I make it? Are you out of your fucking mind? That woman been working on that recipe for 50 fucking years. She told me 2 tablespoons. She's not even measuring it. She's kind of eyeballing this shit. It's about to taste better from her because she has the reps in. So put in the reps. And if you're not doing it, you just keep hopping on the streams, hoping the day is going to be the day that you just get rich or whatever. That's not how trading works. If you show up looking for today to change your whole life, the markets are not going to change your life. You got to change your life. That's it. There's no individual day in the markets that's going to be a game changer for you. Those happen by, I don't say coincidence, but like we took a trade the other day and it just started to pop off like, like nobody's business. That's not up to me. I entered the trade the same way I normally do, and the market blessed me with thousands of dollars today instead of hundreds. I'm happy. But I didn't come into the markets like, oh, I'm going to make thousands today. I'm not going to, Guys, you're here to learn. You're here to really hear it from someone who's been in the game long enough. I'm not going to feed you guys this fucking bullshit that everybody's feeding you on social media. I think at this point in the game, in 2024, that ends. This culture of selling dreams and lying to people to get them to sign up for the next class. And bro, I'm not gonna have to keep repeating myself. This whole thing of like selling you a Lamborghini dream, of selling you some kind of like this imaginary idea of what it's like to be a trader. This whole, just travel the world and hop on a plane and take random trades and all this bullshit, that ends now. If you want to be a trader from this day forward, you have 2 choices. Number 1, commit to the lifestyle of someone who can be a trader, which means you have to be disciplined. You have to live a disciplined life. You got to cut out a bunch of shit, and you have to be the better version of yourself. You ain't ready for that yet? Stop trading and wait until you're ready. It'll save you a ton of money, and you'll have a lot more fun that way in life. The other option is you realize that is the only path to successful trading is through having a plan, journaling, being a disciplined person, but you're just not willing to do that. Then just accept it and realize there's a million other ways in life to make money. Bezos never traded Forex in his life. He's doing all right for himself. You understand? So these are your 2 choices. Put a 1 if you're going to choose the choice to live the life of a person, to live a disciplined life so that you can become a successful trader. Put a 1 if that's going to be you. Put a 2 if you're like, to be honest, I'm not ready for that yet. Because everybody gets there. The emotional maturity doesn't all just set in everybody. Some folks have gone through hardship young, right? So you've already seen it. You see it in their eyes. They've already been through hardship. The markets won't do shit to them. Moving lights on a screen. I lose some imaginary money. I lose some digital money. That's fine. You had a gun pulled on you before. You've been in compromising situations. There's real risk. Markets can't touch you. There's other people that have had a sheltered life their whole life, right? It's like you guys that just fucking shudder every time you hear me curse. Your whole life just shatters because you have not experienced the true magnitude of how serious this life is. And so you get into trading and you're like, but why isn't it working? And but I took 1 trade and it didn't make me rich and now I'm just upset. Right? This is not the time to ask me about my journaling routine. Yo, Autobahn, I know you made that decision because you're a great student, because you actually ask real questions. If you guys were paying attention, you'd have way more questions because you either are taking these trades and you get it, or you don't get it and you're paying attention so you know what to ask. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? If I'm in a real estate class and I have not been paying attention and the teacher's like, does anyone have questions? I'd be like, no, I wasn't fucking paying attention. Or this guy's an absolute genius. I got it all down. I'm about to go and kill it. Those are the only options. If I was paying attention and they were just explaining a bunch of stuff and I'm like, All right, wait. You said go to the bank and get Fannie Mae financing. But what the fuck is Fannie Mae financing? I've never even heard of that. I used to work at a bank. I've never even heard of Fannie Mae financing. If I raise the hand and be like, hey, look, uh, and then if you're unsure about the question, you don't want to get whatever. And I understand, guys, I kind of give people a hard time. You're right. But still ask. It's still worth asking. I don't answer dumb questions, but I promise you, I've never not answered a great question. On any point in these streams or any point while I'm teaching, if someone has asked a good question, which shows that they're paying attention, I will always answer it. If you're like this guy was like, how do you personally journal your trades in the middle of me giving some solid advice? No, I'm not going to fucking answer your question. But if I was in that real estate class, I'd raise my hand and say, look, maybe this is a stupid question. Maybe everybody here already knows the answer, but I would need a refresher on this. I've never heard of Fannie Mae financing. Could you explain what that is? He goes, yeah, sure. Anybody else here not understand Fannie Mae financing? A couple shy people in the class raising their hands. You realize like everybody had this fucking question. Why I had to ask? Why did I have to put myself at risk? But you took one for the team. All right. So when I ask if anybody has questions, if you're paying attention, at least you should have a few, or everybody here should get this down. Everything should be 100% clear, and we're ready to move on. That's the end of my speeches. Okay. I'm not your father. You guys need to really put it into fifth gear. And if you're not doing that, then just don't expect to interact with me because I only interact with winners and I only interact with people who are pursuing their better future. If you are in the pursuit of your better future and you know what that looks like for you, you are around me. If you are just one of these people that's like hoping and wishing for the wind and kind of doing whatever, you are not in my circle. Right? Is that easy? All right. Holiday season, I'm closing another partials, and I'm just going to leave the rest of the partials running. Another 20 minutes, I believe that we'll have a trade opportunity. Very, very easy from here to see the 88.6. Actually, we may have already crossed that point with the sells this morning. Oh, this all happened very quick. This all happened very quick. Okay, here's the body of that candle down to the wick. Yeah, we've already hit that point. Oh, still a chance here. Still a chance we see a bit of a pullback to the 61 before we pop off. Personally, not in favor of trading against the trend, but I'm just kind of looking at when I look for sell side resistance in a bullish market, when I look for resistance in a bullish market, and I say, okay, there's an 88.6 here, so we could see a pullback. A lot of people are like, wait, Roy just said buying, but he also just said selling. And I'm like, and now I'm confused and your head breaks. I need to explain this that markets don't move in a straight line. In between all the green candles, there's red candles. In between all the green candles, there's red candles. Between all the green candles, there's red candles. Between all the green candles, there's red candles. If I tell you there's a potential area where the market might turn around, I'm looking for the place to start expecting the pullback so I can enter. This is how I'm using fibs from all different angles to find out what I can expect from the markets. This does not mean that I'm personally going to short this because it's an 88.6. Now, a lot of you guys are great at trading on the short side, and you guys see this clear as day, and you may take this trade. That's perfectly fine. You have to understand your trading plan. If you're just going off of what I say and you don't have a plan, you're going to constantly lose and win and lose, and you'll blame me, then you'll blame somebody else, and you'll take the credit when you win and blame me when you lose. What you need to do is have a plan that's so clear that even if I take a trade, the CA members that didn't take the trade, they said that they have a plan not to trade right at the market open, right? They're not mad about missing a trade or whatever it is. The plan is the plan. You either followed it or you broke it. You're going to keep breaking it. That's the road to blown accounts. If they miss this trade, how much money do they lose? How much money do they lose? Zero. If you miss a trade, it's all in your head. This feeling of missing a trade, it's all in your head. It's imaginary. It's a mental illness. FOMO is a mental illness. Okay? You cannot think in terms of the scarcity and just not having a plan and not knowing what to look for next and just not having a clear outline of the next plan of action. Come on, guys. This is for real. And like I said, If you guys want that soft shit, there's a bunch of fucking Forex traders on Twitter and all these things. They're like, hey, how are you? Ice baths, right? Ice baths. How the fuck is the ice bath supposed to help you see the pullback? Some of you guys were so busy shivering your ass off the ice bath, you missed the trade. All right, now I'm not saying that ice baths aren't good for you. All right. Having your health in order is very important. It's the first step to being capable enough to trade, to be in the mental state to trade. I just got off a 10-day sickness streak, people. At the last month of the fucking year, the most important month for me, when I'm prepping for 2024 and I'm wrapping up the year with not just for myself, but for my team, for my family, for my coaching students. I got sick for 10 fucking days and messed up the NAS masterclass. I wasn't able to give the best performance I could. It messed me up on the streams. I'm 2 days removed from being sick and I'm making up for lost time. This energy right now is 10 fucking days of being held down, not being able to get out of bed, not being able to provide any value or move the ball forward, and I'm making up for lost time. When you guys see me in a great mood and all this stuff, guess why? It's because I'm so far ahead. I'm so far ahead. I got a smile on my face. Like fucking Usain Bolt lapping the last 5 runners. I'm, I don't want to say I'm behind, but this is grind mode for me. This is serious. I want to see results by the end of the year. I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about you guys making money by the end of the year. Because when you chase that, that's how you lose. I'm talking about I want to see results. I want to see you guys make progress. Roy, I backtested 100 trades till my eyes bled this weekend. I finally got it. Thank you. That's what I want to see. I tested this thing to the point where now I understand. Now, I am going to take a scalp trade. Keep in mind, I've made close to 3,000 on this trade so far. Still floating 330. Whatever I risk on the opposite side of my trades based on my plan is going to be a small percentage of what I risked on the trade that won. So if I'm already in profits and I'm going to put my money back at risk, it's only going to be a small percentage. So look here. 16,663, that's about 30 points above the entry price. So 20 plus 30 is about 50 right here. Okay, so I'm risking about $350 on this trade compared to the thousands I've made on the downside. This trade that's from the very bottom is floating at about 300 bucks. This is what hedging really looks like, where you have a great higher time frame entry opportunity for a scalp. Scalp. Oh, Roy's selling, but he's buying, but he just said he won't buy, but he just said he won't sell. I'm trading the buys to hold in the direction of the trend. That's a long-term trade. I'm scalping the shorts because we just hit a brick wall on the 30-minute and the 1 hour. And my strategy is so good that I know I have a better shot of winning this trade at the 886 than not. I risked a small percentage of the money I've already made so I don't give it all back. That's not the goal, is to give money back. I'm going to risk a small piece of it because if it wins, I'll make $600, $700, $800. So double the risk. And I'll be able to add to my win streak. If I lose a small percentage, a very small percentage of my gains that I've already made. And I can still move on with my day being proud of the decisions I've made. Okay, so I'll show you guys how that looks like. Taking risk is normal for all traders as long as you have your risk management strategy in check. If I know that I'm only risking a percentage, then even if I lose the trade, I'm not sitting here like, oh, how could I have and who could I have? Every choice in trading is a conscious decision. A conscious decision means, so subconscious decisions are like your breathing. You don't fucking think about it. You just do it. It's subconscious. A conscious decision is when you actually have it in your forefront, in the forefront of your brain. You're able to think about the decision, rationalize it, and then act. So a conscious choice here is, do I want to risk money on this trade right now? Is this a trade that I would be comfortable losing money on? If the answer is no, I can't take this trade. Otherwise, I'm going to be upset if I lose. If I look at this trade idea and I say, yep, it all checks out. I'm looking for a pullback to the 61, which is usually the 88.6 target. We have a nice little double top rejection here, even though not very convincing with how this candle closed. And I think that we could see a pullback at least to the daily zone here at 16,600. If it doesn't go my way, will I be upset? No. You got to make a choice. If you're not prepared to risk money on a trade, don't take the trade. It's that simple. Prince said, I bought a course from someone. We just had to watch videos without any guidance. But Roy, you are a genius. I learn new things every day, saving to buy the February masterclass. Prince, Adu Bohan, see you there. And somebody's going to have to tell me how to say your name one day. This dude might be part of like the Dubai royal family. We go out there for the FX summit. They detain me in the airport. Like, yeah, Abu Dohan. Who the hell is Abu Dohan? Just beating me in the Dubai airport. That's just how I think, guys. This guy could be a Dubai prince, and I just insulted royalty. All right, so buys are floating about 400 bucks here on the downside. Drawdown on this trade so far is about 150, right? So we're playing in small percentages. This is a 200K account. We're all playing in small percentages here. Not even close to 0.5%. For a 200K account, keep this in mind. $2,000 is 1% risk. $1,000 is 0.5% risk. $500 is 0.25% risk. So the buys are about to be at a near 0.25% gains once we hit this stop. If we hit the stop, for example, and if I lose the trade, it'll be less than 0.25% risk. Okay, I'm up about 1.2, 1.4% today. Great day. If this trade finishes playing out, I'll be up about 2%, which is a great day to have a great day. This is real mindset. My other mentors be trying to sugarcoat stuff. Yes, because they don't want you to upset you guys so that you leave. I've told my team this since day one. If I tell the truth and we lose every single last customer, good riddance. I'm not here to fucking lie to people. If I wanted to lead sheep to slaughter, I'd go sell crack or some dumb shit. I'm not here to fucking to manipulate people and to lie to people and finesse people into a losing game. Trading is not for everybody. If they are not making a conscious choice to go down this path of a warrior, the path of a martial artist, the path of a trader, a disciplined lifestyle, if they don't consciously make that choice for themselves, they will not succeed at trading. So you're just leading lambs to slaughter to sell your next whatever the fuck it is. So I told my team, and the reason people don't do that is because they don't make money from the markets. If all your money comes from the courses and from all this shit, you can't risk upsetting people. If your money comes from sponsors on YouTube and you're a YouTuber in this shit, you can't curse and say what you want. The sponsors will get you kicked. We avoid all this stuff so we can say whatever the fuck we want, call out all bullshit no matter where it is. Very big difference. No rejection. 886. Well, I guess we had this little baby rejection. But I'm still waiting for the 61 pullback, which I don't think is coming at this point. I'll go in here to the smaller time frames, find the most accurate zone I can. A little too accurate. Yep, no matter how you draw it, it didn't hit. Pretty close though. It's close enough. I'm just trying to see like the 99% of the time the market is going to hit the 88.6. We're going to pull back to the 61, and then it's going to, if it wants to form support here and fly, it will. But to have it just run straight through, that's why I'm looking at these like 2-3 pips here between the, or points between where price was and the actual zone, thinking that this little wick down here, was that it? Was that the rejection? And personally, I'm not convinced. I still think that we have a nice correction to go in the next 20, 30 minutes. And so I'm going to personally hold those shorts and I'm going to milk that all the way down. I did enter a second position that just hit SL. Damn. Not 150 bucks. Let it keep building. Buyers are obviously in momentum. We've been waiting for pullbacks all week. That's why I had to get there early today. It's because every day just missing trades. It really did get annoying. This re-entry zone, the one that I missed, this one actually really had me blown. There was a few decisions I made this week that just were suboptimal. Entering this trade and putting my stops and break even too soon before the news, and watching it fly, not the most fun. We were just waiting for a pullback all day. I took a long position here prematurely yesterday, caught a little bit of profit, and then the market smashed down. It missed my buy limit by about 5 points. Didn't get a chance to enter. Not the buy limit, excuse me, my buy alert. Ended up getting a bit of a late entry, and I closed it early. And so today I finally got a great entry. I finally got, it was all lined up. Everything was good and clean. Yeah. So today was the first day that this week at least, I feel like I 100% had full, like I'm proud of the decisions I made today. Even the sells, everything I did today, I'm 100% confident in, and I'm 100% happy that I made those decisions, and I'm proud of the decisions I've made today. The previous few days, there's been some back and forth. I'm telling you guys, being sick, anybody else had this pneumonia, RSV, whatever the fuck is going around? This thing is a killer. People are giving, look, if you guys are UFC fight fans, people are giving Ian Gary a lot of shit for faking on the fight. And I understand that the timing is just impeccable. But me getting sick in the last week of the year is also impeccable. This is like my enemy's best, the fucking wet dream. All right. All my competition, wet dream. Oh my God, boy, we got a chance to catch up. That rabid animal is not chasing us today. Right? That was the luckiest thing that could have happened to them. I feel for Ian Gary. All right. I could not have gotten out of that bed. The only reason I was available to finish off the master class and to do these streams, shout out to Bang Energy. Not just Bang Energy, but shout out to all the health, but also shout out to Western medicine in general. Okay. So I feel for Ian Gary, guys. Stop giving him a hard time about the sickness thing. I don't think he's faking it. It was real, bro. If you want me to fight, who is he fighting? Not fighting Shafkat. Who's he fighting? Not Stephen Thompson. I mean, nobody fucking knows who he's fighting. Oh, Vicente Luque. All right. If you told me I had to fight Vicente Luque feeling like I did the last 7 days, but I'd fake on the fight too. Just throwing that out there. There's something going around, doesn't feel good, and it's serious. Some people talking about COVID, some people talking about whatever. You know, we got sick at the same time. Josh, there was something going around. I got friends been sick for 2 weeks still. Bryce said he's been catching so much heat lately. Bryce, bro, that dude cannot catch a break, dude.
It's
Cameron,
been bad.
read the comments on like a Tony Ferguson reel. They're cooking Ian.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been real rough on them lately, bro.
James said even in Guam, people getting sick like a dog there too. James, that don't make no sense. What in the? That's crazy. Because it kind of felt like when I had COVID, because I had the same symptoms as pneumonia, but it wasn't pneumonia. Now I didn't get tested for RSV, but I should have. They should have just done the swab, got it all done. But now we know. But yeah, guys, look, this is strictly for the gentlemen out there because I can't speak on behalf of women. I don't know what you guys are going through, so I'm gonna speak to men out here. This is about accountability. And we're going to talk about news and things like that. But nothing is as important as Jerome Powell saying no rate hikes. Okay. I want you guys to always focus on big picture. You're going to look at every individual data point. The whole point is the whole reason why we look at data is to figure out what the central bank is likely to do. Forex, stocks, everything goes to central bank policy. They print money, they make money, they move money around. They're the biggest traders in Forex. It's the central banks. It's always been the central banks. You understand central bank policy, you understand market activity, you understand central bank incentives, you'll understand which data points move the central banks to move in one direction or the other. So nothing is more important than Jerome Powell saying, ladies and gentlemen, the party is back on, the faucet is back on, and everybody grab your drinks and get out there and have a fun time. He just said that yesterday. Nobody can hear anything else. We're over here saying, "Hey, yeah, but what about the CPI data release that's next year? And what about, seasonal effects?" Markets are just riding the bull train, looking around saying, "I can't hear you. CPI what?" And just riding the bull train all the way up. They can't hear any rationale right now. So nothing is going to be as important as the Fed news. That's why I won't even bother looking at any of the data releases. Unless we have some kind of geopolitical black swan event, something completely off unexpected. Because right now, even an escalation of conflict is expected, whether it be in Israel or Ukraine. But something completely unexpected, Mexico invades, I don't know, fucking Panama. I don't know. If that happens, yeah, we're gonna see a crash. That's the only thing that I think can turn the markets around at this point. Is something very serious happening. But I did want to give a quick tip to my gentlemen out there. Women are allowed to say things like, it doesn't matter what other people think. We got on that OnlyFans debate the other day, and I know I might have upset a few people. And Kia, if you're watching this, it's all love. You know, it's all love. We're here to have accountability on the stream. But in all honesty, if you guys don't think that other people's opinions matter and all this bullshit, look at Ian Gary. Look at Ian Gary. There are people that have done some horrible things in that fucking organization. There are people that have said some of the nastiest things. There's people that have put themselves in the most compromising positions. And nobody is getting as much heat as this guy. Okay? So just be mindful of your decisions. If you want to live a life of, I want to do whatever I want and I don't care what anybody thinks, that's your entitled. It's your life. You only get one of these. Do it. But don't go and become a public figure and try to dance around and pretend like none of it matters and that you're stronger than all of it. We're all strong on our strong days. You get one crack in that armor, that thick skin, and it's all gonna come wailing down. This person can't go on a social media feed, can't go in the comments section, can't do all the and what he's doing is fucking embarrassing, but he's clearly down bad. The guy clearly needs some help from his peers, and he's getting none of that because he put himself in a position to be like, fuck you guys, like this, like you guys just don't understand. You guys don't understand. And there's people that tried to help him at first. And when you start throwing out fuck yous to the people trying to help you, now it's fair game. Everybody is using him as a punching bag. All right. So just keep that in mind. Only certain people in society have the luxury to hit that, oh, I can just do whatever I want mentality. If you hope to be an important person in the future, if you hope for people around you to respect you and respect the decisions you make, if you tell people I would never do blank, they got to believe that you would never do blank. If I told you like I'm this arrogant. I told my brother there was a place down here that looked ratchet as fuck when we were driving past it. The people in line were ratchet as fuck. And I don't mean like a bad kind of like I don't mean a good kind of ratchet. Like I mean just like a bad kind of ratchet. Like there's no fun happening there. It's just down bad. Like, right, there's ratchet environments that are the most fun because it's a freeing experience. You go to a ratchet environment, there's no fun happening, but that's depression. That's fucking, you know what I'm saying? So I drove past it, and my brother was like, "Yo, we should go try this spot. There's always people out here." And I told my brother something like, "You would never catch me dead walking in that place." Right? A man like myself, I would never walk in there at this point, bro. I've been there. I've been in these situations. I've been down bad. I'm never going back. Right? To this day, I lived here for a year and a half now. It's right down the street. I still haven't gone because I'm a man of my word. If I tell you I'm not the kind of person that would ever be caught doing blank, you better believe that that is true. And so the people around you got to believe that what you're doing is that you can be relied upon. I think it all goes to when you, as a man, say that you're going to do something, you actually do it. I think that's what it all comes down to. Somebody says, Roy, what is being a man about? Is it about having a cigar in your mouth? Is it about fucking having a Bugatti? Right? Is that what it is? Is it getting in there in the cage and fighting? No. Being a man means that when you tell someone and you give someone your word, you follow up on that and you take that with you. You take that as serious as life and death. That's what being a man is. And when you start to think about that as the definition, you'll start to realize why all the problems that are arising today come from that. Where people are like, yeah, dude, I would never blank. And they're the first person to do that. They tell their friends, like, yeah, no, I got you, bro. Look, you ever need an emergency, just call me. Friends call them, like, I don't think so, bro. I don't know, bro. I got this thing going on. Can't rely on them, right? So ask yourself, can the people around you rely on you? When you give your people your word, when you tell people around you, yes, no, don't worry, I got it. I'm going to get it done. And I wasn't always like this because I was a boy and then I was a man. And I was a man the day I started accepting full responsibility for everything that was happening in my life. And when I gave people my word, I followed through with it. Ask yourself, when you give your word to people, do people actually take you serious? The most successful people I have on my team and the ones that I know are going to be wildly successful and wildly wealthy on the Chart Addicts core team. These guys give me their word and they get it done. I never when they tell me, yeah, I'll take care of it. There's like, bro, there's a list of like 5 people I can put on my hand that when they tell me I got you, I believe them. My family is right on that list, at the very top of that list. My father gives me his word, he's gonna get it done. Right? When my when my brother tells me he's gonna have my back, he gets it done. When my chart addicts team, they're like, you know what, Roy, look, go handle that thing. I'm gonna get this done. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, are you sure, bro? Like, yeah, let's just do this. They're like, Roy, go do that thing. I got you. I go do my thing. I have put my faith in their hands. I come back and it got done better than I expected, better than I would have done it. A single tear runs down my eye because of how rare of a sight this is for someone to give you their word and actually do it. Okay, let's get into trading. I think I've done enough of the right mindset. I just see so much bullshit on socials, guys, that if there's no countervailing force, if there's no force on the other side to give you a differing opinion or a different framework for how to walk through these issues, you might just listen to some fucking bald OnlyFans manager. That's how you're gonna fucking take your advice from. Straight up. If there's no countering force, there's no one that's actually seeing success, that's spent $1 million on a weekend, that's around all the most successful people in the world at this craft, that's building together a championship team for the next FX summit. If there's no one like myself building that counter opinion or counter perspective, you might be inclined to listen to fucking somebody like Joe Rogan, right? And I love Joe as an interviewer. I don't really give a fuck about what he has to say. You're telling me the guy from Fear Factor and the UFC commentator who never made it as a professional fighter, who's out here dropping DMT and all this bullshit, is going to give me life advice on how to be a man? This is really what we're gonna do here. That's what we're gonna pretend that's what a man is. Just because he hunts with bows and shit, like, oh, he's a man. No, no, he's not a fucking man. None of us are gonna go elk hunting. That is the least relatable fucking thing that you could have possibly imagined. And so is owning a Bugatti. None of that shit is relatable. They are not like us. Be like, oh, bro, he's just like me. They don't have a fucking clue what anybody's going through. These people are detached from reality. So that's why it's important to have that sort of that counterforce. Chris Brown just dropped $20 on the super chat. Everybody say W Chris in the YouTube chat. He said your team with the prayer emojis. Without my team, guys, this whole thing falls apart. I know that I have tons of energy, but I only have tons of energy for limited things. The reason I'm able to get out and expand so much energy on the stream is because of the time that my team has been able to give me back. Because they are able to handle some of the responsibilities on my plate, I am able to give 100% of my energy as opposed to, protecting my energy and trying to make sure I'm saving it for none of that. I'm 100% running all day because I know I can depend on my people. Just the way it is. All right, let's talk about this trade one last time. Market was clearly on a bullish recovery. I'm looking for floors. Higher floor, higher ceiling. Higher floor, higher ceiling. Is this a higher floor? Yes, because we measure the higher floors by the bodies. This is technically a higher floor. So what I do is as I'm building these floors, or as these floors are building into the trend, I will mark them off. And as they get broken one by one, I'll mark that as sort of like okay, like we've crossed that bridge. We've crossed that buy level. We've crossed this buy level. Because there's actually one here as well, support turn resistance. It's a bit more accurate where we have support here, resistance, resistance, and then potential support, and then a wick through that zone. It's important to know where your support levels are. Where does it start? So when it pops off, goes sideways, and comes back to retest, there's a floor being built all the way through. And I have to find that. Why? Because before these wicks formed, when you just have an impulse, what do? You measure it. You wait for the market to pull back to a specific level. So the masterclass folks, you guys know what that level is. When the market breaks through it, wait for it to close back above inside the range. And as soon as it closes back inside the range, that is where you take the trade. Now, I missed the first wick, so it pushed all the way up. I actually went down to the smaller time frames and I measured from here to the top because I already missed that push. I measured that with a fib and I caught the 88.6 re-entry at the higher time frame 886 and the lower time frame 88.6. Just both layered on top of each other at that same price, and then the market popped off. I took a short position with you guys here on stream to try to take the scalp at the 88.6. Not successful, but it is what it is. I explained risk management earlier, which is that if you made $100, take the thousands away, maybe it's not relatable. If you made $100 and you wanted to take the 88.6 trade, your decision would be how much of this $100 am I willing to give back to the markets to find out if this trade is right? If the answer is none, like, okay, bro, I made the 100. Why would I want to give it back? Good. You've achieved a certain level of maturity. You know what you're looking for. Walk away with the money. Take your first withdrawal or take a withdrawal if it's not your first. If you look at this trade and say, how much of this $100 am I willing to risk back? Say 20. Maximum, when I end the week on Friday, hits the end of the day, I check my MT4. The worst thing that's going to happen is I'm left with $80, not 100. You know exactly what the downside risk is. You know what to expect, whether it wins or loses, and you're prepared for both outcomes. Clear? So whenever you guys are seeing me make decisions and I'm just kind of in and out of trades, yeah, I'm supposed to make it look easy. Go look at Michael Jordan shooting a shot. He's not sitting there concentrating and shaking at the hands and doing all this. They pass Kobe the ball with 0.2 seconds left. He does not hesitate. He lobs it in and he scores every time. And he doesn't act surprised that he scored. He's expecting it because of the work that he put in. If you hopped on the court and you're like, and you just try to fade away jump and you keep missing, you're like, I'll never be Kobe. With that mindset, you will never be Kobe. So these streams are for me to show you from an advanced perspective how I trade. Your job is not to just trade exactly how I trade, but to learn why I'm making decisions so you can implement this into your trading plan. If you don't have a 200K account, you're not out here, kind of getting in and out of trades. If you're trading on a platform that charges you high commissions to get in and out of positions, the high commissions, you can't use my same strategy where you're taking chances and you're sort of seeing what might happen or what could happen. You gotta be very, very selective because you can't just fire off trades. For me, if I take a trade and I hedge myself out and I change my mind, I can close it and break even and not lose anything because the commissions are zero. But if I'm trading on the funded trader or one of these the 8 cap, bro, cap being the operative word. If I'm trading on one of those, I'm getting fucking licked $6, $7 commissions on every lot. You understand? How you say games are bad, but you watch UFC or NBA, isn't that all just entertainment? I do not watch the NBA because I'm not going to watch a bunch of just, you know what I'm saying, just freakishly genetically mutated humans throwing a rubber ball into a net. If I'm going to watch two warriors go into a cage after preparing for weeks on weeks with discipline as a martial artist and mindset, put the fear of getting into a car crash. You're getting into a car crash in a UFC fight. Put that fear aside and conquer that fear. To trust their instinct and to trust their hard work, to go in there and battle as warriors. Does that sound like a fucking game to you? Because you can walk into a basketball game and go play with your boys, Andre, and nothing's going to happen to you. You come and train with us for a day, and I guarantee you're not going to be calling it a game. So there is a big fucking difference. If you wanted to go pick up training, I guarantee you'd see a very big difference between sitting mindlessly, playing GTA or NBA 2K, whatever it is, and going out there and training your body and training your mind and training your confidence to know what you're capable of. It's not even close. But I'm not going to go at you because I understand that the question may come from a perspective of just not knowing. But I guarantee that you should go. Everyone should go try a combat sport for a day. Go. They do free classes. They do a free first day at almost every gym. And you guys don't have to go to a gym like me and Bryce go. Don't go to Bryce's. Actually, no. If you go to Bryce's gym, you'll probably learn faster than you ever have. Bryce just put in the chat. Bryce has been fighting for over a decade. He has tons of MMA experience, tons of Muay Thai experience, and tons of Jiu-Jitsu experience. He teaches classes as well as had a ton of fights under his belt. The guy's unbelievably capable. He said you can't play fighting. You don't play. You can play soccer. You can play basketball. You don't play fighting. You're putting your life, you are putting your life on the line in there. There's people you're going to go against in a fight that are prepared to die for whatever they believe in. That is not a fucking game. Yo, where is y'all at? I'm gonna give you one chance to ask that question again, Cam. Andre says I'm from Portugal. Okay, so you understand. I mean, I understand that football is the number one dominant sport there, right? But so is conspicuous consumption. Are the people of Portugal prepared for an emergency? Because the folks in Greece were not. The folks in Italy were not when their economies crashed. The folks in Spain and Portugal will not be prepared because the lifestyle culture out there is not hard work, discipline, martial artist, discipline culture. It is an easy life of it's just a great environment, great culture. It's easy going, and there's conspicuous consumption, which is spending as you feel on things that will make you and your friends happy, and just sort of going out and eating good food. And it's a culture of just why is everybody in America stressing? And I understand that. But when you're not prepared for emergencies, you become Venezuela. Venezuela spent 30 years benefiting off of the back of the oil trade because they are one of the largest producers of oil. The price of oil ballooned, and they were able to become a rich country in South America. Instead of building infrastructure and doing some of the important things, they built some infrastructure, but they prioritized social programs. Now, the social programs created a culture of weak people that were not prepared for an emergency. So that when the oil price crashed and they were not able to sustain their economy, their people did not have the willpower, the ability, or the knowledge, the skills, or the discipline to rebuild their country. They had to rely on outside help. They had to remove their leader. The Americans had to go in there and help them out. Why? Because we were beefing with Saudi Arabia. We needed someone's oil. Let's go bail Venezuela out, pump the price of oil a little bit. They get back on their feet. Without that little bit of oil, Venezuela would still be sitting in the same situation. And I know this because Lebanon is in a similar situation and we don't have the oil. We got nothing coming for us. Is the country prepared to pick up the fucking pieces, or is everyone going to cry about how things are unfair? It all starts now. You don't get into a zombie apocalypse and say, "Oh, now I'm going to be ready." That's not how it fucking happens. You're either ready or you're not. If you're not ready, you'll be first to get eaten. Everybody else will be in those survivor colonies. It's that simple. Cameron, I understand your question, bro. I understand, yo, where y'all at. I understand what that means. I'm just saying I'm gonna give you a chance that while I'm speaking intelligently like this, and while I'm giving out so much game, that you at least have the common decency to ask me, where are you located? Not yo, where y'all at. I know you can do better than that. Yo, we don't really have gyms like that. That's not an excuse. Just saying. Bro, you just made an excuse, and you're just saying that's not an excuse. You said we don't have gyms like that. Why is that even how is that part of anything I just said? Go put on a backpack, go put 4 of your fucking textbooks in there from school that you never fucking read, and then go out there and run. Go run up some hills. Go make life hard for yourself. I appreciate that, Cameron. I'm right here in Miami, Florida. Right? I'm in North Miami. If you ever want to come down and train, more than happy to. And if you guys want to come down and we're about to be doing an event in January, live event here in Miami. I want to see you guys come down and say what's up to us. But Cameron, I'm out here in Miami, North Miami to be specific. Roy, I'm trying to schedule my first call in the NAS Masterclass, and I don't see your name anymore as a scheduling option. Will you have any time slots available soon? I'll be completely honest. No, guys, I'm completely wiped out. Um, the coaching, the coaching program took a lot more of my energy than I thought it would. And I think this is a function of us qualifying people one step further. Okay. Oh, I read this question completely lost track. The coaching. So we're gonna have to qualify folks way better. I don't even know if I'm gonna be doing coaching next year. I just don't think it's possible because the 2 days out of the week that I don't have coaching calls, everything is getting done. The plan is being moved forward. The connections are being made. The FX Summit is being made. Everything is getting taken care of. But like during the week, I'll have like after the stream, for example. I at 11 a.m. I take about a 30-minute break if I don't have a meeting right after I have to rush to. Typically, I'll have a 30-minute break to just rest my voice before the next meetings. Rest up, go from about noon till about 5 p.m. At about 5, I'll either go hit the gym or just take a break, take a smoke break, whatever it might be. From 5 to 10, I'm doing coaching calls. Now, this is prime time for me when no one's bugging my phone, the markets are closed, I have full opportunity to focus, and and guys, I love the people that I'm coaching. Don't get me wrong. It's just a function of how I've set up the coaching program. I was very generous. We're giving out so many calls and it's not 30 minutes, right? We got to spend an hour. We're here for an hour and it's a little bit too generous. And I feel like it's kind of taken it's not feasible for next year. I'll just put it that way. Fair enough. So going into next year, we're either going to qualify folks who are self-dependent because a lot of the time I feel like I'm expected to, get people out of bed. I'm the personal trainer supposed to get you out of bed. I'm not here to get you out of bed, right? I want folks that are hungry enough, that have gone through enough pain, that they have enough of a motivation. If you haven't been through enough pain yet in your life, maybe that's what you need. Because I've been through enough of my own pain that I don't need someone to come wake me up and tell me to get on my ass. I don't need help finding motivation because I've seen what the other side of my life could look like if I don't take care of these responsibilities. I've seen both sides. I'm choosing motivation because I don't want to go back to where I was. And so a lot of the folks, I mean, to be completely honest, this has been the best group that I've ever had in terms of coaching. And I really love the fact that, you know, some of you guys really are at that place when you come to us. And just seeing you build back with that confidence and seeing you build it back day after day, it gives me life and it gives me energy. But there's a few things that really, really take that energy right out of my soul, which is if I give an hour and a half of my time every single time and I slow things down, because you guys know how many things are going through my brain, right? Or we'll switch topics in a second from fundamental news, giving a full breakdown, a holistic picture of the fundamental and the macroeconomic dynamics, switching directly to lifestyle advice and spirituality and psychology, switching right back to a very difficult technical skill set like trading Forex or like trading NASDAQ in real time. There's a lot going on here, and I know a lot about this stuff. And so when I have to slow it down and explain it, it is an unbelievably hard thing for me to do, even though I make it look easy. And so if I do that for many, many countless hours, and we show up one day and the what is it called? The feedback is I just don't feel like I learned anything, or I don't feel like I got anything out of this, or I just don't feel like I'm at that place, or these are some of the feedback. It does take it right out of my soul, just my soul right out of my body, gone. It's like, but then again, it's a function of we have to find the people that have that thing, not that have success. We're not looking for successful people. I want people who are down, who want to be successful, but who are willing to do whatever it takes. If I tell you to do these 5 things, you're going to sit there and take the notes and do those 5 things. Guys, this is it. If somebody asks me if I'm mad one more time, uh, you know, you guys got to start handling these people in the chats. Because if I got to keep handling them, I'm just going to stop doing these streams. I'm not here to fucking explain myself and shit like that. You guys get exactly what I'm doing here. You guys see a clown in the chats, just let them know. Because I went on to somebody else, I went on Raja's stream, and people are asking all types of dumb ass questions, right? Some on nipples here, like, yo, what's your masturbation strategy? Like the most retarded shit, because they want the numbers up, right? Let's get the numbers up. Let's get like all the retards on the chat, everybody, right? So this is the short bus now. This is not the fucking short bus here. This is the championship team. So you got, that might be acceptable over there. You guys might have come from another stream, guys. Let me let you know this right now. I'm not Kai Sanat. I don't give a fuck about your money. I am a trader. I'm a leader, and this is what I self-identify as. The difference is a streamer is going to lie to you for entertainment purposes, for credibility, for whatever it might be. Every single person here can hate me. I'm pretty sure the brokerage industry has a fucking picture of my face there with the dartboard with the shit spinning at this point. That's fine. I'll piss off anybody who is directly scamming customers. I ain't fucking scared of nobody. Especially not these guys. But what I do is I have an obligation to y'all. So let's keep the energy here in the best state possible. The pain was passing a 400K account, getting funded, and not getting a payout. Right? So if I was one of the other coaches, Jermaine, you know what I tell you? You know, it's okay, man. Look, we've all been through it. Look, I feel your pain, right? It's all part of the trading journey. Jermaine, it's not a loss, it's a lesson. Isn't that what most people would say? True or false? Let me know in the chats. True or false? Would that be the common response if you were to ask one of your mentors? Gabe says, crazy how people confuse being mad with passionate. It's not crazy, Gabe, because most people in their life talk like this. Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, what are you guys up to? We're just chilling. Yeah. Just dead, 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 dead people inside. Dead people inside. So when they finally see somebody with a little bit of passion, they're like, oh, that guy's probably upset. Because the only time they show emotion is when they're upset. Does that sound familiar? It's like a child, Gabe. You give a child a toy, they don't care. Just playing with it, whatever, throw it. You give that thing, they don't care. They eat the food, they don't care. Get them on that, they don't care. The second they want something, they get mad, they get upset, they start crying. That's when the emotion comes out. It's like most people. Most people think that being cool is not showing emotions. How the fuck is being dead inside cool? You know what's cool? Is going through life and experiencing 1,000% of what life has to offer. Oh, I'm too cool to fucking enjoy life. But these people are gonna be the people telling them to be cool and all this shit. They fucking taking drugs. They don't remember what the fuck life was. They can't tell you if it was a good life or not. They can't tell you. Find out where these emotions are. Where are they? If you're just bottling everything up, that's not what we do as men. You need outlets. When you bottle things up, what happens? Punch a hole in a wall. Fucking a school shooter happens. Fucking you drive your car into it. This is what, right? You end up spazzing at some point. You can't bottle it up. You have to have a responsible outlet. But then when people don't have an outlet for their emotion, they just bottle it up. They just become a shell of what they used to be. People around them are like, bro, why are you so loud? Bro, why are you so this? You guys want to know why I'm so capable? Because I don't let people around me tell me that I have too much passion. For 15 years of my life, they did. I was a very quiet kid. I would make jokes or whatever, but like I was unbelievably to myself because the energy levels that I had, people were not accustomed to, and I did not understand this energy level. Now I'm a capable person. Someone tells me to be quiet or whatever it is, I'll say fucking make me. I'm at a restaurant, I'm speaking with this level of passion. Someone behind me is like, "Hey man, you fucking keep it down." You know what I'll say? I'll say fucking make me. We're like, well, Roy, that's just rude. Like, why would you even do that? He told you to do something. Why don't you just do it? Why the fuck would I let him tell me what to do? If this is a game of someone just telling you what to do and you guys are cool with that, cool. I'm gonna be the guy telling you what to do. You have a choice. You get to be the guy telling people what to do and just my right now it's respectful. I'm in a restaurant and I'm being a dickhead. I understand, guys. It's a bad example. But this is exactly what I'm trying to say is that you have to build your own confidence and your own capability as a person so that you can earn the right to be yourself. Does that make sense? Like, no, Roy, you could just be yourself. Just go, all right, yeah, go do that by yourself. Go do that without society. If you want to be a functioning member of society and you want to be yourself, you have to be a capable person. You look at Elon Musk, the guy's got Asperger's. He makes the funniest jokes of all time, but he's like trolling everybody. He can get away with it. He's earned the right to be himself. If any of us were acting like Elon Musk, like, yeah, get a load of this fucking genius over here. Like, they're not going to give us the same fucking credibility. You guys understand what I'm saying? So I have the credibility to act like this now because I'm rich and I can do whatever the fuck I want because the markets pay my bills. And if my broker shuts my account down, there's 50 brokers that will happily take my money today. That's why I can say whatever the fuck I want. I've earned that for myself. But there was times when I worked at the bank, for example, I could not post on social media. Look at the podcast that I used to do. And this might get me in trouble, but hopefully I'm far enough from the job that this can't come back for me. It's not a financial crime, so it's not there's no like statute of limitations and shit, but The early podcast didn't have my face on it. It was just an audio podcast. Why? Said, brother, with all respect, can you put PNL on chart? Wisdom, what are you asking for? Brother, can get back to the charts? No. How about that? Like what about the chart has changed in the past 30 minutes? It's literally at the same exact zone. It's either going to come back for a pullback or it's not. What are you guys confused about here? You only trade NAS100 or you trade some Forex pairs? If yes, what pairs? I mostly trade USD pairs because I live in America. And if I can keep track about what America's doing and the American central bank and American central policy, then I can have a very good idea of what the dollar is going to do. So at first I stuck to dollar pairs only, and then eventually I settled on Euro USD and USD JPY because I needed a currency pair on the other side of the USD pair to give me that boost. So the Japanese yen is very bearish, the euro extremely bearish, dollar is bullish. So if I have two counter currencies that are bearish, and I have the dollar that's bullish for the next couple years, I know that I can short euro USD and I can buy USD JPY for the next 3 years. And I've been doing that. And so you have to choose the pairs that you're trading. Number one, you try to find something in your local currency because it's going to be a lot easier for you to keep track of what that local economy is doing. Then you have to look at central bank policy, and I look for something called central bank divergence, which is a divergence in the policies of two different central banks. So if one of them has an easing policy, so they're sort of allowing more money into their system, they're lowering their interest rates. Then you have another economy that's doing the opposite. They're tightening the economy. They're raising the interest rates, making it harder for people to get money, and reducing the money supply. These two differentiating central bank policies, that divergence leads to a perfect opportunity to make money. Because if one is going one way, the other is going one way, then you can have a pair that's moving very quickly. Does that make sense? Cool. See, that was an example of a great question. It was a multi-part. Bryce, just scheduled with you for Tuesday, my man. George, love to see it. Glad you got all squared away. All about the charts. He really spitting facts. I know, bro. Look, if they don't get this shit down, that's why they're out here. That's why, like, they don't know what they're looking for on the charts. And instead of listening to what the fuck I'm saying, they want to get back to the charts as if that's going to help them. The reason why you're fidgeting, the reason why you don't know what you're doing, you have zero clarity, you have no confidence. That's why you want me to answer the question because you're not listening to the shit that I'm saying. I'm giving you guys real game. And this is the stuff that goes outside of trading. After you take a trade idea, you win or lose. What happens next? What happens next? Some of you guys don't fucking know. That's why you go back and trade and give it back. You don't know where the game starts and ends for you. There's no discipline. I'm stuck in a short on Euro USD. What do you think it's going to do today? Nobody is stuck in a short, Finola. Is there someone with a gun to your head forcing you to stay in that trade? Yes or no? And it doesn't look like we're going to get this pullback until maybe later in the session, y'all. So, first off, done counter trend trading. Second, most likely will not get this pullback. If anything, would love to see a break of these highs this week. It's going to break up, and then it's going to come retrace down, and next week we can buy it up and keep this trend going. So today, most likely, not a lot of trades. Maybe it's going to have one push towards the end of the second half of the session. But I believe that next week we're going to continue this bullish momentum. And I think that the markets will remain bullish well into the second quarter of 2024. So Vanilla says, no, there's no gun to her head or his head keeping you in the Euro USD trade. So then how are you stuck? So then if there's no gun to your head forcing you to be in the trade, why are you not closing the trade? All right, because if I'm in a trade and I'm just very unsure and I just have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, ideally I want to get out the trade whether I win or lose. And I want to go back to the sideline and reassess what's happening so I can make a good decision. So give us a little bit more insight here. And I promise I'm going to be 100% cordial. for this. Sky Blue, don't tell people what to do. If you're not willing to bear the consequences of their account, if you're not going to pay them back for the money that they made or did not make, don't give people advice in the chats. All right? Because some people don't know any better and they'll take that advice, and you're not going to take responsibility for it. So let's be responsible here. I don't want to capital. I'm assuming you don't want to lose capital. The reality is, the longer you keep this trade running, the chances that it goes against you is even higher. The choice is not, Roy, what do you think the market's going to do today? It doesn't matter what I think it's going to do today. Here's the only two choices you have. If I hold this trade, how much money could I lose? Okay, this is the worst case scenario. Like if you keep holding it, not what you're doing right now. What you're doing right now is you're in a bad spot. Okay, you're not in a good spot, but it could get much fucking worse. And this is what I want you to realize. You have to make a choice now, not on what you think the market's going to do, but what are you going to do? Which decision are you going to be comfortable with? Okay. If you hold this trade and it keeps working against you, Fanola, how much will you lose? Okay, what is this number? If that number just sent a chill down your spine, if the number just made you put down your phone, if that number just made you sit there with your hand in your head, it's better for you to close with that negative 400 than to allow whatever this mystery number is to do to your account. Okay? Now, one more, which is if it does hit this number, if it keeps going against you and it hits that negative number, how will you feel in that moment? How bad will that feel? Okay? Are you prepared for that scenario? The answer is probably no. Guys, let me handle this. Jermaine, everybody, let me handle this. Because it's not about the stop loss. That actually doesn't matter. If you're in a losing trade and now you feel stuck, quote unquote, it's the deer in the headlights effect. People think that having more information thrown at them is going to help them make a better decision. That's not the truth. The real decision is, let's imagine this number is negative 1,000. And you're like, that's all I got. This would be so hurtful that it would ruin your trading for months to come. So doesn't it make more sense for you to close the $400 loss, take a step back and reassess what just happened in order to avoid this big, big, big outcome? Because you can't just close your eyes and just hope it doesn't happen. This is a possibility. Most people are thinking about the upside scenario, which is, okay, if it recovers, how much money will I make back? Can't think like that. That's how gamblers think. This is how traders think. So you're not making the decision based on maximizing your profits here. You're making the decision here on minimizing risk. It's not going to feel good what you do now, but you took a trade without a clear strategy. You took a trade without being 100% sure. And it sounds like from the sound of it, you might be slightly over-risked. You've already made the bad decisions. Closing the trade now is not the bad decision. It's going to save you from further pain. And I know it sucks to rip the Band-Aid off, but if you have an infection growing, on a cut, okay, the sooner that you rip the Band-Aid off, the sooner you can avoid the infection spreading. If you leave this going, how far is it going to go? You don't want to take the Band-Aid off because it hurts, but now your arm is getting infected, and now the infection has spread, and now they have to cut your arm off. You want to feel the pain of the Band-Aid, or you want to get your arm cut off, guys? You don't make a choice based on what you think the markets are going to do. Well, I didn't close the trade because I thought it was going to turn around. What the fuck do you think? What do you know? What do any of us know? The markets are unpredictable. We have strategies, yes, but you don't know what's going to turn around. We don't make decisions based on what we think the markets are going to do. Some shit your girlfriend would tell you. Dad, I think the train's done moved. What? The lights are still on. There's no I think here. The decision has to always be made from a practical perspective of risk and reward. So if this does not go my way and I allow this mistake to continue to compound, how bad will this be? Where does this road lead to? And then you go to the other side and say, if this does recover, where does this road lead to? Am I willing to accept this loss of half my account? No, dude, no. I think the pain of closing a losing trade and admitting my loss hurts. Wait till you lose the account. Losing the account hurts is way worse than losing a big trade and having to sit there and be like, how could I have done this? You're gonna have that moment where you put your hands in your head and you're like, how could I have done this and how could this have happened? I get it, but that needs to happen as part of your learning journey. What doesn't need to happen is the blown account. What doesn't need to happen is your psychology being ruined for the future for your trading. This loss will teach you a lesson. Losing the account will hurt your psychology for life. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? It's the difference between a gambler's mindset and a risk manager's mindset. A risk manager doesn't make decisions when I have 3 positions open and the market starts popping off and I close my top positions for risk management reasons. A lot of you guys are probably thinking, Roy, the market's finally going your way. You're a great trader. Why don't you just hold those positions? Because I'm not making these choices from a greedy perspective. I'm not making the choices from how much more money can I pull out? I'm not looking at upside ever. I'm asking myself, how much can I afford to lose on this trade? Okay. And if I'm over risked a little bit because I entered a few too many positions and the market's going my way, I'm not like, yeah, but it could keep going. That's how I used to think. Now I tell myself, yeah, but it could also come back. And I'm not cool with that. Yeah, if it keeps going, I'll be happy. But if it comes back, I'll be more mad than I was happy. I'm going to close this to protect my mental peace, to protect myself. Because if I allow this thing to come back and I lose a big chunk and I let a winner turn to a loser, that's something that I don't think I'm ever going to get away from. That's something that's going to hurt for a long time. We make decisions based on risk management. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are on the same page. Vanilla, thank you for being honest with us and thank you for sort of telling your story out here so that we can use it as an example. So I appreciate it. Tony said, Roy, we need some magnets for volume. Brother, the magnets didn't come out for a reason. If anything, the magnet should have been on re-entry zone 1 and 2. Oh, price is right back under the 88.6. Would you look at that? It's that better late than never. It's that even when I'm early, I'm late, or whatever the saying is. That's not a saying. I just made that up. Greatest advice I've ever heard from a trader. Yeah, because everybody's not actually trading 100K. They're looking at technicals and they make decisions based off the next candle and what their fundamental bias is and all this stuff. You know what that is? That's arrogance. That's arrogance enough to think that whatever the fuck you put into your brain and all the info you put into your brain means that you can predict the markets. Accepting the unpredictable nature of markets, that's the first step of being a trader. Too many losses in a row? Of course. Now this thing is about to come back and retrace. Markets are so evil, man. Not evil. That's a loaded word. They take advantage of the opportunities that they have. I'll just put it that way. 88.6 from the highs went all the way through, but this was pretty wide. It was only 23 points, but still pretty wide above that 88.6. Because the take profit is about 65 points. Better late than never. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. I think that's how the saying goes. All right, Fibonacci 886. Get out the way. Boom, entry. TP. If this thing just stalls out and just goes dry, that's gonna be crazy. Wait, I think I have some meetings today. Yeah, don't I have a meeting at 11 or something? Oof. The FX Summit text messages are coming in. Yo, we got an international crowd like you guys wouldn't believe. We got people from every corner of Africa, from every part of Europe, every part of Asia coming to the FX Summit. We have the Indian subcontinent pulling up and representing. And of course, I want to see my US and I want to see my Canadian and I want to see my South American and I want to see my Mexican audience out in Dubai as well. We're gonna show them how the West do. We're gonna show them how the West do it. Muzamil, I highly recommend taking the master class, my friend. You got two choices to learn from me. You can get on these streams and put up with my shenanigans long enough, or what, just watch me on mute until you can figure out what I'm doing, which is going to be a very difficult because sometimes the markets are they don't look textbook. Okay. When I show the master class to you guys and I try to get everybody to understand, just like grab a seat in the master class, save yourself years of headache, a bunch of time, just understand the strategy. You'll learn how to find a bias, which is obviously the easiest part of technical analysis, how to find potential entry zones, how to find structural levels to base your trades off of. Those are really, really the important things. And I know some people had complaints that the stuff was too basic or whatever, whatever. Alex, because you were generous enough to let me use your story, but I really appreciate you. But I feel like it's really important. I have to go through this. I got this one complaint from the masterclass. Oh, let's go. I got this one complaint from the masterclass that I spent too much time focusing on psychology, mindset, and gambling, as opposed to teaching the technical strategy. And so I had to explain to folks. Let me do this. Modify. Okay. I had to explain to folks how important it is to learn the strategy, but to also build your discipline and build your mindset because you're gonna find some way to blow it. Oz says, don't forget the Aussies. Anybody from down under. Shout out to all of you guys. Want to see all of you at the Dubai Summit, except you can't drink over there. So, I can leave it. Same with the UK gang. Everybody. My Germans, the UK folks, y'all better leave the drinks at home. Okay? You're not doing that. We got the UK, we got the everybody. Leave the drinks at home. Shout out to the Aussies though. But you guys should have stood up for Jokic when he didn't want to play at the Open, and y'all were shutting down the country. I'm just saying. Okay. Yeah, masterclass, extremely helpful. Head over to chartaddictsfx.com/live class. If you guys want a promo code, wait, no, I think we already had one for FOMC. So grab it while you can, guys. Are you serious? You cannot drink anywhere in Dubai? Of course you can. You can drink on international properties. So if it's a international hotel, or there's certain specified zones now where you're allowed to drink. But if you go to just an average restaurant or local spot, there won't be alcohol. There's no public intoxication, and so those are very strict rules there. Public intoxication is not permitted. But I did want to go through something very important because we had a great story here, and I'm just going to go through this. If I can just copy and paste it here, just so I'm not going to spend copy the text. We'll just put it here so we can review it. This was the short I was trying to take earlier, by the way. I took it a bit premature, hit stop loss a few times, 25 pips of drawdown, and then a few losses. And then it finally came back in. The 88.6 is unmatched. Okay, but let's go through this lesson real quick. For everybody that says that I wasn't focusing enough on the technicals and I was focusing too much on mindset, this is why. As I'm reflecting on my day, it just occurred to me that Roy predicted this. It just happened way faster than I thought. After like 2 days of the masterclass, I won about 20. After day 2 of the masterclass until this week, I won about 20 trades straight on the lower time frames. My overconfidence kicked in yesterday. I definitely kicked in today. I was literally, shit, this is going to turn around. It has to turn around. I left my phone on my desk at work with no stop loss. Don't apologize for the long paragraph. But this is real. Won't make the same mistake again. Just wanted to share in case someone else gets the same feeling in the near future. Alex, everyone's going to get this same feeling. And this is why I appreciate you so much, because the honesty to put yourself out there when everyone's dealing with this, but no one wants to speak out and admit that they're dealing with this. That's what makes you a real one. But this is going to be a learning lesson. When I tell you guys in the classes to watch the mindset piece and your overconfidence, I said success is doing the right thing, the right actions consistently for a long period of time, comma, without convincing yourself that you're smarter than you actually are. That second piece, that you're smarter than you actually are, is because of the arrogance. Like, oh, I cracked the code. I beat the markets. I figured it out. And that's when these things start to happen. You go from a 20 trade win streak and then you over leverage a bit, or you do something like over trade or leave it without a stop loss because you're becoming very confident. And this is where the big catastrophic mistakes happen. Now we're not making small mistakes like, like closing too soon and some of these things. Now we're just straight up success, 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 self-sabotage. Success, 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 self-sabotage. So you have to humble yourself. There's a lot of ways to humble yourself. Number one is I'm a religious person, I'm a faithful person. That is the ultimate humility. So if any of you guys are in that camp, just lean on that. This is your cheat code. God is your cheat code. Because nothing is ever going to put you in a spot of humility, like being grateful for the wins, giving credit to God for the wins, and then taking responsibility for the losses. That is how a lot of progress gets made. But if you're just a very pragmatic person and you're just like, well, I don't have a lot of humility because statistically speaking, I've won 20 out of 20 trades. And statistically, Roy, that's 100%, which is higher than your win rate. So I don't have to listen. What I'd say is, imagine I made $100 million on the stream today. Okay. What I would do is I would compare myself to, let's say, the real traders out here. Is $100 million enough to get me an open account with JP Morgan's margin trading department? You guys let me know. Can I go get an open API from JP Morgan? Can I just go get liquidity directly from them with a $100 million account? What do you guys think? Yes or no? The answer is no. You cannot walk in the front door of JP Morgan's margin trading department with the 100 million. They won't see you. They'll pass you off to one of their wealth management departments, their high net worth or ultra high net worth client departments, but they will not allow you to open a margin trading account to trade directly from bank liquidity. You need billions for that. You need billions for that. So if I made 100 million and I want to convince myself I'm George Soros and I'm the next fucking whatever, but I can't even walk in the front door of this institution and do something like the big players can actually do. Am I that big fish? Or am I just convincing myself, deluding myself? That's where humility comes from. If you're a pragmatic person, just look around. We could all make $100 million today. Or no, not 100 million. We could all make 100,000 right now on the stream. Every single person watching can make 100,000, still wouldn't make a dent in the markets. This game is so much bigger than all of us. It's unreal. That's why I don't understand why there's so much competition between traders. You're not competing with other traders. You fucking morons. You're competing against these banks. You're competing against the brokers that are manipulating price and all the different milestones they put ahead of us. They're competing against liquidity providers who are manipulating price quotes on behalf of the brokers. We're competing against Citadel, high frequency trading firms that are front running 10,000 orders before our order. And the regulators can't check that because they don't have the technology to track high frequency trading. This is who we're competing against. No matter how much money you're making, we're all small fish. That's why we're all on this stream together. Oh, that person's a retail trader. That person's a retail trader. Buddy, you can make $100 million today. You're still a retail trader. You're not at JP Morgan. So since we're all in this together, let's support each other in a productive way. Let's be the most productive environment possible for people to come and grow. And I know that the harsh sort of honest truth way of looking at things is not what most people are used to in their life. And I understand that. Some of you guys grew up around great parents. You were held accountable for your mistakes. That's what great parents do. Hey guys, just came across this live and the presence is real. Subscribed ASAP. I'm good with the charts. Just that commentary that I really enjoy. FYI, I salute the mindset. Love from Kenya. Job, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. My boy already has a strategy. He's already locked in with the technicals. He knows what he's doing, but he understands real game because traders understand real game. They understand, oh, this person's been in the trenches. These are war stories he's telling. He's not fucking, this is not Steven Spielberg shit. These are war stories. War stories are for the lessons of learning. When you have a general sitting around the fire and telling them, look, boys, when we get out there, you can't be out here thinking about your wife every day because you're not going to be able to work out there. You're not going to be able to be the soldier you need to be. You're sitting there like, who the fuck is this dude telling me not to worry about my wife? This guy's fucking whatever. This guy just sounds mean, right? This guy with the scar halfway across his head, he sounds mean. Everybody gets deployed the next day, right? That pusswad. Bombs start firing left and right. He doesn't look left and right and grab his teammates and say, Jen, we're heading into that building. Get under, get under. He doesn't have a plan of action. He's not focused. He's not clear. He takes out that picture of his wife and starts fucking kissing it. Gets blown to fucking pieces. His wife doesn't get to see him again. Listen to the fucking war story so you don't become a World War II replacement in this Forex game. Straight up. Okay, okay. This closure above the 886 is ugly. Yeah, one push down. I'm going to close off my sell. Matter of fact, what I'll do is just put my take profit right below here because as soon as it hits, I just want to be out. When it comes back to retest that zone, I think it's just going to be one more pullback before it keeps going north. And that's where I will manually close anyways. And so because I don't want to just keep staring at this, what I'll do is I'll just set that TP as if I was going to manually close it. And so I do this again, same exact thing that we spoke about earlier, not for how much money I could make. Because like, well, Roy, if it's already here, why not just hold it and see if you can make more money? I would do this from a perspective of risk management. I just spent an hour and 0.25% drawdown, and it did not feel that good. I'll be honest with you guys. I wasn't having too much fun sitting in 0.25% drawdown after losing 2-3 trades. And so when the market comes down, I'm going to make a decision to protect my own mental peace and just the quality of my life, the quality of my day, not to maximize how much money I'm making. All right. I missed that opportunity when I entered a few too many trades. This is the decision I have to lay in the bed that I made. It's true. Billions axe cap, they don't know the back end, right? And even in the back end, there's still competition. How much competition did Axe have and Axe Capital have? It was like every other institution had more money than them, just trying to dick them around. This is exactly how it works. For every venture capital fund that's popping today, for every Sequoia, or sorry, for every Andreessen Horowitz, there's a Sequoia. Like for every big ass a home office turned billion-dollar firm, there's a fucking Sequoia somewhere. That's just the monolith in the industry. For every, you know, like there's always a bigger fish, man. There's levels to this game. All right, y'all. We've been on the stream officially for, I believe, what seems to feel like 2 hours. We good to go? And we've been waiting for the markets to do something. We've had 15, 30, 45, an hour 15, an hour 30. Here, all the way through to here. This whole area, we've just been sitting around this price. Yeah, clearly we have this consolidation range, but we've been sitting here for about an hour and 15 minutes. I got a feeling the second we hop off, the market might, tap all-time highs and come crashing down, which is a possibility. The markets consolidate, they trap liquidity, they hit a daily zone, and then they drop. Same with the other side. If this thing wants to buy up, consolidation, okay, it's going to trap. It's going to shoot down to the buy entry, and then it's going to pop off. So those are the two options I'd look for. I'd wait for the next hour or two, but it's a Friday. Honestly, after lunchtime on Fridays, I'm not really looking to take any more trades. So personally, I'm done. I am done. I'm going to take one more piece of partials just for my own, you know. So I walked away with it. I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna hold the sell because closing it prematurely, it's cheating myself. I took the risk when I took the trade. I'm gonna at least let it play out. If I lose, I lose. It is payments to the game. Have a kick-ass weekend to you too, Noah. Same with everybody on the Zoom call. Alex, Bianca, Bobby, Alex, I appreciate you again, brother. Bianca, Bobby, Bryce, Golly, Jacques. Golly and Bryce, you guys are obviously going to hear from me. Jacques, James, Jamil, Josh, Janae, Mike, Mo, Noah, Sandra. Great to see all of you guys bright and early on the stream today. Really proud of you guys for making it a great year for yourself, for taking that leap. You may not be where you want to be today. Specifically, I'm talking to my Chart Addicts members right now. You may not be where you want to be today, but the progress you've made will pay off. Nothing that's ever worked out in your life because of years of hard work ever just showed up. You want to get in shape, you're not going to just do it for a month. You're not going to spend a couple sessions with a personal trainer, and then your life is going to magically change. You're going to have the tools and the confidence to make that change now. But there's still work that needs to get done. And I'll tell you guys another secret. The work doesn't care how you feel. If you're sad and you walk on a treadmill, and if you're happy and you walk on a treadmill, you're burning the same calories. The treadmill does not give a fuck. Your fat cells do not give a fuck. If you're happy and you're trading, or if you're sad and you're trading, as long as it's not affecting your decisions, as long as you're still taking the trade at the 886 and you're still taking partial profits, you will succeed. So don't rely too much on how you feel that day in order to push the ball forward. Take the necessary breaks to protect your mental peace, your mental health, to keep yourself in the game for longevity. So don't do anything that would severely hurt your mental peace to the point where it would impact your long-term success, ever. With that being said, you've made enough progress this year to be proud of yourself, and I want you guys to continue that momentum into 2024. Many people let the holiday season get them way out of their cycle, out of their momentum, and they have to start over and get out the everything is cold, and you have to do the cold start on the engine when 2024 starts. We don't want to do that, guys. Guess what comes around every year? The holiday season. Every year. It'll always be here. Your ability to change your life forever and to never look back. You got one shot here. Okay, obviously there's more shots later in life, but when you have an opportunity like this, do not squander it. If you have momentum that's already been built going into the end of the year, continue to move that moment so you hit the ground running in 2024. All right, proud of all of you guys. Take it easy. Happy and safe trading. Peace. This thing is really popping off. Go. Said, I'll be there in Dubai, Roy. I'm pulling up for all the Mexicans. Viva Mexico. Got a buy on US 30 that took out all previous losing streak. Did you over leverage Biplap or no? Finola said there's always another trade. I'm proud of you, Finola. I'm proud of you for making the right choice, and I hope you made the right choice for your account today. All right, y'all. I'm done. Take it easy. Peace.